In this video I'm going to show you how to repair a hole in the ceiling like this, where some idiot has put his foot through it, i.e. me, to get it to this stage so it's ready for plastering and it can look as good as this again. First thing you need to do is mark out where you're going to cut out the old plasterboard. This is what we want it to look like, revealing part of the joists so that we can cut a piece of plasterboard to shape and attach it to the joists on each side. Okay, so take your straight edge and place it against the last piece of broken bit of plasterboard, which is about by there, and then make sure it runs parallel to the edge of the joist. We're going to take that right to there, like that, and we're going to go a little bit further. To where that broken piece is there. Make sure we cut that out across there. And we draw a line to roughly there, which is where the other joist is. Okay, so now we need to find out where this joist is along here so we can actually mark that up. So I'm going to measure, that's butted up against the joist, and that's 38.5 centimetres. So we've got a bit of overlap. That'll be 40 centimetres we need to measure over there. And it's the same here, because the joists are all parallel. So we're going to mark up 40 centimetres from the edge of this joist. Let's put it by there. It's there. Okay, we're going to line that up now. Make sure all those three are in line. So that should be on the joist now. Right, last piece is just this little bit of pokey bit on the end. I'm not going to cut the plasterboard all the way down to there, because I don't think the whole thing would be that secure, because there's only that noggin by there, there's nothing else further on. So I'm going to cut that by there. There we go. Now we got a lovely shape to cut out all straight edges, and hopefully we're able to fit the piece of the jigsaw back in. So safety first, put your goggles on if you're drilling overhead, don't want all the bits in your eyes, it's horrible. So I'm just going to do a little test pilot hole just on the corner by there, just to check. That's through the plasterboard, but it's against the joist, so we know we're against the joist there. So we'll just do the same at this end. Yeah, and just one for luck in the middle. Yeah, and we're on the joist. You can hear that, it's banging against the joist. So we're okay to cut now. I'm choosing to use a multi-tool to cut the edges on this. It's going to be a little bit dusty, but it's going to be a lot quicker. You can use a Stanley knife, but you'll probably be up there quite some time, and it's quite awkward trying to get the pressure right and everything because you're at the top of a ladder. This particular multi-tool is ultra loud, so I'm going to put my ear defenders on because, quite simply, I've got delicate little ears and it really hurts. What we're going to do now, we're going to cut off one of the small pieces first, okay? Right, we haven't got any power. Wait a second. Be very careful where you're cutting, make sure there's no wires. I know what it's like above, I had access through the floorboards, which is how I came through, as you can see, those floorboards. Anyway, here we go, just avoid those wires. Go around the corners now and tidy up the corners, make them nice right angles with your Stanley knife. Don't want to break a new piece of plasterboard in the corners. Next thing to do is work out where your right angle is. because you need to be measuring off that as opposed to one that isn't a right angle. We have got a right angle by there. So all measurements I'll be taking will be off there and off there. First measurement, across there. So always take a little bit off. So we're going to go for 427 mil. Right about here. It's going to be painted, so it doesn't matter about all this writing on the ceiling. So at this end, we are 420. In the middle, 424. That measurement there, 539. And this one, say 542. So off the edge, that's 57 mil. That's 170. So get your piece of plasterboard, and just luckily I have a bit of an offcut. Find the right angle on the plasterboard. This was the end edge, so this should be a right angle. And then take all your measurements off that, because if you don't, you're going to end up with a bit of a funny angle, a bit of a trapezium? I don't know. You're going to put it up and it just is not going to fit. And you can measure it all you like, the measurements are right, but the angles are wrong. So make sure you work off a right angle like that. Okay, so we marked up the plasterboard. I haven't done the little jigsaw piece at the end yet, because we'll wait till we've got it up, make sure this is the right shape and everything. But take a straight edge, put it along the line that you've made, get a sharp Stanley knife, preferably a new blade, and run it all the way down the length like so. And again, and again, and a couple more times. And flip the plasterboard over, like so. Give it a nudge, you might have gone through in one place. And then just come all the way up, like so. Again, take the straight edge. Luckily this is just the right size. Hold the straight edge and score your plasterboard like so. Give it another one. You can take the straight edge away then. Give it another. Lift up your plasterboard. Give it a tap like so. And then you can go straight down. There we are. So I'm going to take that plasterboard now and just try it in position. Perfect. Just got to cut out that piece now. So we'll mark up where that is. So using the marks that I put on there from up the ceiling, I know that I need to keep that piece. So what I like to do is put some lines on there so we know that that's going to be cut off. And we're keeping that. 1, 2, 3, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. Line across there. Not too bad. There we go. Now we got our little jigsaw piece. We're going to try that in place, fingers crossed, although we have measured correctly. Pop that one. Wow, there we go. You doing that? That's lovely. What we need to do now is secure that up with some screws. Before we do that, we're just going to mark up where the joists are. That's quite important when you're doing any sort of ceiling, because you don't want to miss with the screws. So there's those joists, there's that noggin, This is a handy bit of kit for a job like this. Very simple. It's just a little bracelet or wristband, whatever you want to call it, with magnets in it. So you can get your screws. If you haven't got a pouch or anything like that, pop your screws on there. And there we go. Okay, so we're going to put this up now. We got the impact driver and some screws. And I get each corner in first. So we'll go around each corner now, using my trusty bracelet to get the screws off. Up we go. There we go. Don't drive the impact driver in too hard or you'll end up stripping straight through. Believe me, I've done it a few times. One's in there, just so they're just under the surface, that's all you need. All the screws are in, we've run them all the way along there, all the way along there, not on the little jigsaw piece on the end, because there's nothing to put them in. What we'll do next now is we'll get the plaster in, little scrim tape around there, put a skim of plaster over, and you won't even know that my foot actually went through the ceiling at any point. But there we go, the job's a good one. We've no longer got a sunroof in the living room, which is always a bonus. Nice cheap repair job. Sheets of plasterboard are about £4 or £5 from Wicks, or B&Q, a little bit more expensive perhaps. Other than that, I mean, I had this lying around, so it didn't cost me anything, apart from a little bit of time and effort. So if you've liked the video or you found it useful, then please give it a thumbs up. If you've got any comments or questions, leave them in the boxes below, and don't forget to subscribe to the channel.